All right, good afternoon, Harry, Skip, Burrell. I'm Liz Fuller from the Southport Historical Society, and we're here today to talk about the Open Your Doors, Southport Open Your Doors project that we're doing in conjunction with Up Your Arts. And you are one of our selected artists for the project, so we're very excited about that, and we very much appreciate you participating.
Okay.
So it's good to meet you. Tell me now, are you a professional artist?
No, actually,
Really?
nope. My career was as a scientist in biotech.
Oh,
So no, I'm definitely not. But I've been doing stained glass for, I guess, close to 40 years now as an avocation.
okay. Well, you're a very experienced artist, even if you're not
Sure.
professional. Okay, that's great. Well, now I saw a little bit of your submission.
Mm-hmm.
You included a couple of your stained glass
Windows.
images.
Yep.
Now, does that represent exactly what you're going to do in this project, or was it just here's what I do and I'll figure it out once I get the door?
Well, as I said in my submission, I like to respect the historicism of the door itself. So my idea was to choose a style of stained glass that reflects the era in which that door was probably either made or certainly when it was used. And so I submitted two types of styles, I guess, that would fit that particular bill. One was Art Nouveau. So Art Nouveau was from about, I guess about the 1880s until about 1910 or so. And Art Nouveau, the style is long, graceful lines. It's a very organic style of art. And then the second was probably in the 20s, 30s. And that's Frank Lloyd Wright was a proponent of it. It's called Prairie School style. So it's kind of like the opposite of Art Nouveau. So Art Nouveau has these flowing lines and organic shapes. And Prairie School, Frank Lloyd Wright, is very geometric, squares, rectangles, triangles, circles. So I've decided after thinking about it for a while that I'm going to do Art Nouveau. That's kind of the style that I really prefer in general.
And that's the earlier one, the 1880s.
Yes, yep, 1880s to about 1910 or so.
Okay, all right, that's wonderful. And now, have you already picked up your door?
Yes, yeah, actually, number 19. So that door and I have been getting acquainted. So I've taken some measurements of it, and it's intact, which is always a good thing when you have something to work with that basically doesn't need any repairs. One of the panes is broken, cracked, but it really won't affect what I'm going to do with that door.
Okay, that's great. And the door itself is probably 100 years old, I would think, right?
Yeah, I would say so. That kind of fits into the Art Nouveau era.
That's wonderful. I'm really excited to see that. Now, so now are you self-taught? You said you've been doing this for 40 years. Did you take classes in it? How did you develop?
That's a good question. So, I worked as I said, I worked in science for my entire career as a scientist. And I was looking for something that would kind of exercise the other side of my brain at the end of the day. And I've always enjoyed looking at stained glass, big windows. So I found that a class was being offered a ways from me. And I took that. And that's basically about the only class I've taken. It was kind of like, here are the basics, which of course you have to know the basics. But after that, more or less self-taught.
That's wonderful. Now, what prompted you to submit make a submission for this project? What drew you to it?
I guess my wife is signed off, but she talked me into this thing. So
Oh, okay.
she gets all the credit, and that was basically it. Plus, I've always wanted to support the arts.
Uh-huh.
There's a way that I could support it in a personal fashion rather than just, buying art. I could actually do something that I could contribute to a good cause.
Yeah, well, and your wife was right. This was such a good fit for you and for our project because it's a combination of art and history, and it sounds like your art is very anchored in history and historic themes. So so that's wonderful, and so we're really excited about that. And I think looking at the submissions that you had, I think the door is going to be really exquisite. And it just ties in and it'll support Southport Historical Society and Up Your Arts, where it's helping us support the old jail, and Up Your Arts support our courthouse. So we really appreciate all of that. So do you see any challenges ahead in putting this together?
Well, I guess I judge a project by the number of Band-Aids it's going to take. So I look at this, and this is probably about a 5 Band-Aid project. I mean,
Okay.
the really big windows that I do, well, pretty big windows, they're about a 10 Band-Aid project. So just in between. So yeah, it's basically what you're doing is you're taking a large piece of thin glass and you're cutting by hand smaller pieces from it and shaping it to the final dimensions that you want. So there's always that particular challenge, I guess.
Okay, well, can we check back in with you in a few weeks when you're partway through the project, and we'll see how many Band-Aids you've been through?
Yeah, well, hopefully I haven't underestimated it.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd be happy to do that. I'll keep track of the number of Band-Aids.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Well, I hope you have a fun and a safe project, and we look forward to talking to you again in a few weeks.
Great. Thank you, Liz.
All right, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.